Jeremiah the prophet tells the people of Jerusalem that they will go into Babylonian captivity because of their sin. The young Daniel is well aware of the prophecies of Jeremiah.
Daniel and his 3 friends observing the Babylonians laying siege to Jerusalem. They know that it will only be a short while until the words of God spoken by Jeremiah come to pass.
Daniel was only a teenager when he arrived in Babylon in 605 BC.
Daniel 3:1. Nebuchadnezzar has the 60 by 6 cubit idol of himself erected on the plain of Dura.
Perfect. I'm 6. And that's 60 by 6. I'm coming up all 6s.
Daniel's 3 godly friends refuse to worship the image of Nebuchadnezzar. They are thrown into the fiery furnace, where they are protected by Jesus and not even singed. They thank God. It is interesting that the friends of Daniel were protected in the fiery furnace. This is a picture of the Jews during the persecution by the Antichrist and the Great Tribulation. The king demands that everyone bow down and worship his golden 90-foot-high image. This is a type of the image of the beast which the Antichrist will place in the temple in the last of the coming great 7-year tribulation. The Antichrist will execute anyone who does not worship his image. Beheading will be his method of choice. Revelation 13:15. The 3 friends of Daniel refuse to worship the image of the king of Babylon. They continue to worship the God of Israel who created the heavens and the earth. They trust and obey him. The true servants of the God of Israel are never disappointed. He delivered the Hebrews from Egypt and they have faith that he will work his will in their lives. They are arrested and thrown in a fiery furnace where they are visited by Jesus and kept from harm. The king is stunned and amazed and praises the 3 and promotes the young worshippers of the true God. Millennium discussion between Hananiah and Jesus. They are going over some of the details of the fiery furnace experience. Hananiah of course remembers that it was Jesus who was with them in the furnace. Shadrach remembers when Jesus came to them in the fiery furnace. Jesus showed them some tricks that can be done with fire that is superheated. The experience was a lot of fun for them.
Nebuchadnezzar was proud, murderous, idolatrous, and boastful. God humbled him. He was insane for a while. He became the basest of men. Daniel chapter 4.
Let him be given the heart of the beast.
Daniel 4:13 and 17. The watcher comes to Nebuchadnezzar in a dream.
Nebuchadnezzar was humbled when he was given the heart of a beast. God later restored him to his position. Belshazzar, an arrogant later king, was not so fortunate. He was killed.
I am Belshazzar and I am a mighty ruler in Babylon.
Isaiah 45:1 and Daniel 5:6. Belshazzar fulfills prophecy and soils his breeches.
Isaiah prophecy about 200 years before fulfillment. Isaiah 45:1. I will loose the loins of kings. About 200 years later the prophecy fulfilled. Daniel 5:6. The joints of his, Belshazzar's loins, were loosed.
A deserved judgment for the arrogant Belshazzar. He needed to be publicly humiliated, just as Isaiah foretold. Daniel was there to witness the king's public humiliation. According to Josephus, Daniel showed this prophecy to Cyrus upon his entering Babylon. The prophecy addresses Cyrus by name some 150 years before Cyrus was born. The conquering Cyrus was so impressed that he helped the Jews return to Israel and rebuild the temple. This was done under the leadership of Zerubbabel. The Jews returned 70 years after they were exiled, exactly as Jeremiah the prophet had predicted.
Daniel and Cyrus just after Cyrus entered Babylon.
Cyrus, we have been expecting you for 150 years. Let me show you the writings of our prophet Isaiah.
Daniel has a vision of the Antichrist. Gabriel explains the vision. Daniel 8:23-24 and 25. And in the latter time when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding, dark sentences, shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy, he shall magnify himself, he shall be broken.
Gabriel. Make this man to understand the vision.
Daniel 9:19. Daniel praying with urgency for the conclusion of the 70 years of captivity.
Daniel 9:26. The prince. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease.
The Antichrist will allow the Jews to build their temple. He will make a 7-year agreement with them. In the middle of the 7 years, he will put an image of himself in the temple.
Daniel prophesied that Alexander the Great would conquer the Medo-Persian Empire. This prophecy was shown to Alexander when he approached Jerusalem with his army.
As recorded by Flavius Josephus, the high priest had been shown in a dream that Alexander the Great would come into Jerusalem as the conqueror. Based upon this vision, the priest met Alexander as he neared the holy city. The young conqueror had been given a similar vision years before. Because of this, Alexander was kind to the Jews and spared Jerusalem.
Your God has shown me in a vision that I must worship him in his holy temple.
Daniel was given many more visions and prophecies. They are detailed in the book of Daniel in the Bible. The coming of Jesus to abolish the rule of the Antichrist is just one of them.